What is up, my people? How we doing today? We are back swagging with another boxing video. Um, let's proceed. There's a lot of things going on in boxing, and that's good because we're about near the end of the year, and this one went by pretty fast. I will say that. But there was a lot happening this year, and there's a lot still happening. So boxing is definitely still alive and running like a powerful engine. And the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is Tyson the Gypsy King Fury versus um Alexander El Gato, or I think we're going to call him the Assassin now, because his nickname used to be the cat. But El Gato Usyk. And we've seen the first press conference. Of course, he showed up as an assassin, and then we saw the whole face-off. And then we saw another face-off. I think I seen like two face-offs, I think. And by the way, it's raining outside. I'm in my car again. So, by the way, I like doing that. I don't know if you guys know, but I like doing things in my car for some reason. But anyways, getting back to this. And it seems like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems like Tyson is confident that he's going to do better this time. They keep asking him if he's gonna do any game changes or any changes in his plans or whatever, and he says that he doesn't need to change anything because it was a close fight, according to him, and that if he didn't get hit the way he did, then he would have done way better. And I mean, I agree with some of the things he's saying. I don't agree that it was that much of a close fight. I think he did hurt Usyk a couple of times, not just that one obvious time. And I feel like that gave him confidence in his training camp and in the way he's gonna do things. It gave him confidence that he feels like he's going to do way better the second time around. And that may very well be true, but we're just gonna have to see. I'm still going to stick to Usyk. I still think Usyk also has the capabilities of having improvements in his game plan and improving in his game plan altogether. So I do believe that. I mean, I still believe that Tyson has a chance. Tyson Fury has a chance, especially if he has the mentality that he has, that he just needs to be more perfect than he was. There's definitely a way to beat someone like Usyk. The thing is, can Tyson pull it off? I don't know if he's heavier. I think I heard that he's heavier for this fight. And it seems like he's going to go in there with the mindset of, trying to box him, but then do defensive work on the inside, meaning stifling Usyk's work on the inside, because Usyk is gonna have to go to the inside, and he's gonna have to also at the same time attack from long range. So because he's the shorter guy. So what I'm thinking, if he's gonna follow the game plan of what's his coach name? I forgot his coach name, but the Crunk Gym. He's going to jab his heart out. He's going to try to force Usyk into places where um, Tyson has set up traps. They could be clinch traps. They could be, um, you know, traps for uppercuts, right? Um, and this is a very sneaky way of fighting, and it seems kind of brutish, but it works. You know, but we're just gonna have to see if that's gonna work on someone like Usyk, because Usyk, he's hard to pin down. Okay, he's hard to pin down, and he's constantly moving. He's not trying to come in with a classic 1-2 all the time. Sometimes he comes in with a 1. Sometimes he hits you with a 2 and then leaves. So it's not like you're gonna come in. It's not like you're gonna be fighting somebody that's within a set form. Like this would work better against a guy who does a lot of head movement, right? It would work better with a guy with who doesn't know how to come in on the inside. And pause. And the thing is like he, Tyson is just dealing with kind of his kryptonite. He's just dealing with a guy who's pretty much has everything he needs to beat someone like Tyson. And he has a mentality to beat a Tyson as well. And so right now, Tyson, he's at that point in his career, or at that point in his journey, where he faces the guy. Kind of like Rocky versus Drago. Or I don't know. You see it in all these movies, right? Where there's a guy who's really good, right? And he always figures out a way of beating people. But then he faces this one guy who he just can't be. Like, for example, Batman and Bane. You guys remember when he fought Bane that first time, and Bane was like, "Yeah, we got the same training though. The only difference is that I'm stronger, I'm faster, and I'm relentless. I'm like a little Mike Tyson." And Batman, he tried to do all his tricks. He tried to play mind games with him. He tried to, and what did Bane say? He's like, "Oh, this might work on the uninitiated, but we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?" Then Bruce was like, "Oh shit, he knows all my tricks. He knows all the shit I know." And it's not phasing him, like my tricks ain't phasing him. It's pretty much what I see here. I see that Tyson is trying his best to strategize around Usyk. And Usyk, when it comes to the press conference, when it comes to inside the ring and everything, he's just not being phased by any of the gimmicks that Batman is using. His turning off the lights, that shit ain't gonna work. I was bored in it, you know. um, so it's an interesting fight. It's a very entertaining fight. Big shout out to Turkey Alex Sheik, and I think it's Riyadh. I don't even know if it's Riyadh season. I feel like everything is Riyadh season now. So, shout out to those boys over there. And the other thing is, Turkey Alex Sheik is also putting together Bivol versus Beterbiev 2. And I heard the rumor is that they're going to have arguably the best card ever in the history of boxing. I mean, look at this card. Now, I don't know if this is real or not. I hope that it's real. I hope that it's real. I heard that it's going to be $25. or something like that, which is crazy to think of, especially here in the U.S. where everything is inflated and hyper capitalism is killing us. But of course, you guys don't want to hear anything about that, so we're gonna keep it in boxing. But thank God, Turkey Ali Sheik, he has the money to spend for real, for real. And he's not cheap or scared to spend money. And so he's going to put money in this fight. Look at all these fighters. Look at the first fight here is Daniel Dubois, who just knocked down Anthony Joshua, and Joseph Parker, who just beat Deontay Wilder, right? So that's going to be a great fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. Now, this is a fight that I feel like it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited to see it. I'm hoping this is real, because I haven't heard anything from either side or anything. So maybe this is like a fake. That's the main one that gives me pause, because it's like, bro, that one's too good to be true. Because Shakur Stevenson, we know how he's being managed, and we know what type of fighter he is because he fights the way he's managed. And I'm not saying that Floyd Schofield is a big challenge to him or anything like that. But it's still a good fight, and I can admit when something is a good fight, regardless that I actually want to see. Now, is Shakur gonna make it a boring fight? Probably, right? Because Shakur, and Shakur is gonna Shakur. But I'm still intrigued by it, and I still want to see it. I mean, he's not doing anything else. He's going to fight this one guy nobody knows, and he's probably going to get beat by that guy. So I'd rather him get beat by this guy that we do know here in the U.S., Floyd Schofield. He actually trains close to where I live. Well, not really that close, a couple of miles. But yeah, we know who he is, and so I guess that makes it kind of like a good fight in a sense. Carlos Adames versus Hassan Chorizo versus Chorizo. I don't know who these guys are. Chorizo looks like he's probably about that business. He's gonna lay it down. All right. That'd be crazy if your name was Chorizo, though. Chorizo! I'd be scared, bro. I'd be scared if somebody's name's Chorizo. I'd be like, bro, nah, don't turn your back on that guy. You do not want to turn your back on that guy. Right there. Anyways, Virgil Ortiz versus Israel Martirov. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what makes me think it's fake. Because you got 3 of these fights here is crazy, dude. Like, if they happen, it's a dream, dude. I feel like when Turkey Alex Sheik dies, they're gonna make a statue of the dude. Like, either over there where he's from, Saudi Arabia, or here in the U.S. or in the U.K. He needs some type of statue. And I'm not one for idol worshiping or anything like that, but like, I'm not going to worship the thing. I just wanted to see a statue so we can remember, hey, Turkey, the guy who saved boxing, just as remembrance. And then we got Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith. That one looks like it's going to be good too. Callum Smith, we know. He just came from getting beat up by who was he? He got beat up by somebody. Well, he really got beat up by everybody. If you think about it, I think Canelo got a piece of that. I think Bebo got a piece of that. Yeah, man, he's definitely been around. But anyways, and look at this last one here. We got Zeling Zelang, Zelang Slang, Zelang Slang, and I can't read it because my screen is cracked, and it's cracked right where it said. Let me see if I can move it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Kabayel. And I heard that this guy, kind of looks like me a little bit, but I heard that this guy actually knocked down Anthony Joshua in sparring. So, and maybe that could be very well could be the case, or it could be that they're promoting the fight because Zhilei Zhang, we know who he is. Who's he fighting? This guy, and then some people, the casuals ain't gonna know him. The casuals gonna be like, "Who's that?" Just some Arab dude. Um, I'm probably insulted him. I don't know what he is, but the point is, we don't know him, right? Or some people don't know him. But if you say, "Oh, he knocked down Anthony Joshua and sparring," that's another guy who everybody knocks out. By the way, like everybody knocked out Anthony Joshua in sparring. So at this point, it's not surprising, And so I mean, what are you gonna do? That's why he retired. I think he's maybe coming back or something. I have no idea. Somebody tell me if this is real. By the way, if this card is real, because you look at this card, right? It's $25, and you're like, bro, it's like this is crazy. It's impossible that this is real. So that's why I'm skeptical. So you guys let me know in the comments if this is real or not. I hope it is. But and then you got to realize none of those are even main events. This is the main event. And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's crazy. Big shout out to Turkey, man. He's making things happen. But in the rematch, I don't know who's gonna win. I think the last time I did pick Beterbiev to win, and I was right. And so this time I'm gonna stick to Beterbiev, but I do think Bivol has a better chance because Bivol, he did some things in that fight that were a little bit uncharacteristic. So if he goes all the way with his style and uses the pendulum step to beat Beterbiev, and he doesn't get tired, he could win. But the thing is, I don't know if that's possible. I just haven't seen it happen. I haven't seen a guy with the style of Bivol beat a guy with the style of Beterbiev. So stylistically, the odds are against Bivol. And I feel like Bivol's approach to the second fight is going to be to max out on that style. And I personally think that it's risky, but I think that that's his only option. Because if he tries to change his style and tries to get in there and bang with Beterbiev, he's going to lose. He's going to lose very fast. He's going to lose within a couple of rounds. Easy. But the thing is, his safest option is to go all out on the pendulum step and just move around like crazy and punch here and there, boom, 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 blah, 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 and go that direction. But the thing about that is that he still runs the risk to get knocked out. He's just gonna get knocked out later on in the rounds when he gets tired. But I think that's his best option in my opinion. I think changing your game plan for one guy a lot of times is a mistake because, especially if you don't have the, if you're not like a boxer puncher, which I don't think he is. A lot of people say that Bivol is a boxer puncher. I personally do not believe that because he has a tendency to, when he hurts you, he lets you go. So he's like, he doesn't go for the kill. So he's more of a pure boxer thinking about it that way. Um, I think what happened in the Beterbiev fight, Bivol versus Beterbiev, was that Bivol tried to be more of a boxer puncher, and it cost him. And you saw, like, one of the differences between him in other fights and him in this fight was that he actually tried to go in for the kill against Bivol. He hurt him, and he was like, "All right, it's my time to go for a flurry," which is uncharacteristic of him because usually he goes into a flurry whenever he feels like it, and usually it's when the other guy's timing is off. It's when the other guy's in rest mode. It's when the other guy least expects Bevo to jump in with a flurry. So it's on his time. But what's different in this fight? What happened different in this fight is that he hurt him. He hurt um, Beterbiev, and he went in for the kill. And when he went in for the kill, he got caught with a big one, and he stumbled back, and so he had to take a little rest, and that doesn't look good in the eyes of the judges. Um, and I feel like that's one of the reasons he lost. So in his regular mentality, he would be like, all right, I hurt him, but I'm just gonna keep jabbing and staying on the outside. I'm not gonna go for the kill because there's nothing to kill. We're just gonna be out here, you know, um, gathering points. You know what I mean? So he needs to stick. He needs to stick to that. And he could very well still lose, but I feel like that's gonna be his best chance because, um, yeah, that's gonna be his best chance. The other thing about it is that you gotta understand is that Beterbiev wasn't 100% in that fight. And you gotta factor that into the situation. And so you factor that in. I mean, I'm still gonna give the momentum wise. I feel like Beterbiev is gonna win this fight. And the only thing about it, I think the belt's ain't on the line anymore or something like that. From what I could hear, I think somebody was stripped. I'm really not sure. I think that was Usyk. I have to go back and check. But yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. Now the press conference for Lamont Roach, Jr. and Tank Davis happened. I think about a day ago, and I mean nobody really wants to see this fight. Nobody asked for this fight. Nobody really cares for this fight. I don't think even Tank cares for this fight. I mean, if you look at Tank, talking about retiring, talking about after this year, after this fight, that he's going to retire next year. And he just seems unhappy. He seems like he's not being stimulated enough. Pause. And the thing is like, when you are a fighter or when you are an artist or when you are a martial artist or whatever, or a singer, and you're not doing what you love at its maximum potential or at its being challenged in that area, you're not happy. Singers gotta sing, artists gotta draw and create, right? Um, so on and so forth. When it comes to fighters, they need to fight challenges. A lot of people think that there's no Gokus in the world. Like Goku. Like, I don't know if you guys, well, I'm pretty sure you guys watch Dragon Ball Z every once in a while. But Goku is a guy that loves fighting. And he doesn't just love fighting for the sake of winning. He likes fighting for the sake of challenging himself and for the sake of seeing how far he could push himself against greater opposition. And that's the whole premise of the show, by the way. Is the fact that Goku always starts off as the weaker against his challenges, right? He's always the weakest or not the weakest, but he's always weaker than his opponents. And by the end of the fight, he's either equal to them or surpasses them, right? And that's always been the case for Goku. But if you know Goku, he sees that someone that he sees an opponent that if he feels could beat him up, and he's like, I want to fight that guy. Right? That's his mentality. But he doesn't want to fight the people that he knows he can beat anymore. Because if not, he'll be bullying Krillin 24/7 or Piccolo. And all these guys, they used to be his enemies, except for Krillin. Krillin was always his homeboy. But like for example, Piccolo, right? Tenshin Han. I think even at a certain point, I think even Yansha, right? So, and now they became his friends or whatever. My point is, once he beats him up, it don't really matter no more. He's on his side, right? But he's not being stimulated. He's not fighting at his full potential, and he knows it. I feel like he keeps talking to his people like, hey, I want to fight this guy, I want to fight that guy, I want to fight this other guy, and they keep telling him, no, it's too risky. No, that's not in our plans. You got to do better things than that or whatever. You got to make money here, you got to make money there. And this is why I keep telling guys, whatever field you're in, when it comes to art has to be first. Yes, it's important to make money. I'm not saying don't make money. But art has to come first. Because if you keep pushing this agenda of saving money and going for sure money rather than going for your passion, you're going to end up losing anyways, and you never accomplished what you loved. You never accomplished what you wanted to do. And you're going to be sitting there surrounded by money in your deathbed and thinking, man, I have all this money. I can't take none of it with me, but I could have fought that guy. I could have gone the distance. And I didn't. Why? Because I was too scared of losing money. I was too scared of losing promotions and shit like that. And it's the same thing going on. I talk about video games in this channel. And I talk about, games that fail and games that make it and stuff like that. And if you look at the landscape of video games, a lot of the passion projects, a lot of the projects where guys are sacrificing their time and sacrificing their pay in order to get these things done, those games become cult classics. They become, revered by the people. And the artists that worked on that go on to make way more money. But the thing is, at the beginning, they have to sacrifice it for the love of the game. They have to do that. The thing about Tank Davis and what I feel that he's feeling right now is that he's running out of time. And he's at the point now where he's about to be 30. I think he's already 30, I don't know. And that's the final days of his career are knocking at the door. He has, a guy like this has maybe 4 more years. Maybe. Why? Because just the way the body type he is, the way he is, those types of guys, they don't have a lot of longevity in the game. And so, and he knows that. He knows that. And he knows that there's a lot of fighters that he could have fought and he didn't. And all because he wanted to continue to win and continue to keep a certain niche fan base, and keep making money off of them. You know what I mean? But in order to expand, you have to beat those other guys. Because only the people in your niche group know you now. And only they're going to defend you. You're cool with them. They're going to continue to defend you no matter what. as long as you keep winning. But you know what? You don't need those fans. You need fans that'll support you, win, lose, or draw. You know, you need fans that want to see you get up from the mud and want to see your comeback story. If you even need one, because you might not even need one. You might beat all of these guys. I think you can. Um, but it seems like the people around you and your fans don't believe in you. But yeah, I feel like that's why he's talking about retirement. I feel like that's why he's not satisfied because he feels like he's gonna get in there with another guy that he knows he can beat. It's boring to him. You know, and also he feels the pressure from the other fans, the fans that are not really that much of his fans, that are outside of his niche circle, and he hears them saying that he ain't shit, or that he's scared of Shakur, he's scared of Teofimo, he's scared of Ryan, he's scared of whoever, all of these other guys that are challengers of his. He hears that, and it makes him feel some kind of way because he's a warrior. And a warrior, he needs to be in there in the heat. He needs to be in the fire. He needs to be smelling blood because if not, he might as well be dead, right? R.I.P. What's his name? Witherspoon. Is it Witherspoon or Wither? Carl Withers. Carl Withers. Yeah, but that's my opinion on that. Of course, Ryan Garcia, he's staying active. Another warrior, that needs to fight is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, um, not very likable for many reasons, right? But he's fighting, right? And that's really all we want from boxers. We don't really need role models, in my opinion. If you're looking at boxers as role models, you're looking in the wrong place. Of course, a wise man could learn from anything, and a fool learns from nothing. So even from these guys, you could learn. Um, what I like about Ryan is that he likes to fight and he stays active. He can't get a fight here, so guess what? He's gonna go get a fight somewhere else. I will say this: this guy looks big. He looks huge, and he looks like he means business. He's the guy who beat up Pacquiao. He was beating the shit out of Pacquiao. And of course, Pacquiao's old, but he didn't care. He's this guy. Apo, I think it is his name, or Anto, Ampo or Anto, something like that. He seems to be in the same league as Jake Paul, and these kind of like, you know, um, social media type boxers, right? Social media type boxers. And what I mean by that is he's gonna be trying to get the famous guys in there so he can beat them up, beat them up. And I think, but the difference is that this guy is actually serious about it. He's actually gonna get you in there and actually try to take your head off. There is no taking it easy. Because, for example, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul took it easy on Mike Tyson. Okay, he could have hurt him. Now, a lot of people say that it's the opposite way. A lot of people say that Mike Tyson held back. I don't think that's the case. I don't think any of you have ever thrown a punch if you think that. If you throw a punch, the number one thing you need is your legs under you. Your legs have to be under you, especially if you train in the school of thought of Mike Tyson. If you're not, if your body isn't in sync, um, together as one in each and every punch and each and every movement, then that style is not effective. And I said it in one of my videos. Um, and so we all know that Mike Tyson, he doesn't have his legs under him anymore. You know, he didn't live the life of a boxer, not even when he was boxing. So it's not surprising to me that at 60, um, his legs ain't under him no more. You know, he's um, the first thing that goes, I think, is your legs. You know, and you can't be a good boxer if you don't have your legs. So when people say, "Oh, he threw that punch and then he held it," the reason he held it back is because if he threw the whole thing, he's gonna break his leg, dude. If not, worse than that, he's probably gonna fall and break his leg, and that's gonna be embarrassing. You know, bro, you can't. Showbiz the adult got a video. We're gonna have to go see it right now, but you can't be like, bro. You gotta understand, like, your legs give out. That's it. You got to start stretching like Tai Chi or something like that, because you're not gonna be able to do. You guys remember when Michael Jordan came back and he was doing good, but then he started playing with the other young guys, and he was doing all right. But then he tried to go for a dunk and he missed, and I was like, oh shit, right? And then you ask him, it's like, what happened? They asked him, the interviewers, and he was like, oh, it's because I was gonna go for the jump, but you gotta go through a checklist when you're older. And I didn't know what he was talking about, but now I kind of know what he's talking about. What he's talking about is that when you're younger, you just do shit, and it's true. You're running, and there's a fence in front of you. You jump it with one hop, bro. Like you running. Oh, I guess I gotta jump. Boom, you jump. Like on a fly like that. I know, cause I used to do that. I used to be running, and then some shit. I have to jump out of nowhere because there's a big pothole. Guess what? I'm just jumping like that. Boom. Right? Oh, there's a fence in the way. Boom, jump it. Boom. Like nothing. But when you're older, you can't do that. You gotta be planning ahead. You gotta be planning ahead. Like, is there a fence over there? Yeah, well, guess what? We're not running in that direction. We're gonna run around the fence. Is there a lot of potholes in this direction? There might be. Well, guess what? We're not running in this road. Plain and simple. So, and the thing about Mike Tyson is that, I mean, he just did it for the money, dude. I mean, he wasn't ready. He knew he wasn't ready. Everybody who's smart knew he wasn't ready. You saw the videos of him. He was cutting those short for a reason. Um, the reason it was 2 minutes long wasn't because the reason the rounds were 2 minutes long wasn't because of Jake Paul. It was because of Mike Tyson. Um, so and the thing about Anpo, I think that's his name, is that he's not going to hold back if push comes to shove. He's going to go for the knockdown. If he sees blood, if he smells blood, he's going to go for the knockdown. Um, and we're just going to have to see. I think Ryan got it. You know, Ryan should win. But the thing about going to fight to another country like that is that you're not in neutral ground. Nobody's going to be on your side. You do not have the advantage. And that's the main reason a lot of American fighters don't go fight abroad. They just don't fight abroad because they want to have all the cards on their table. This is why I commend Ryan Garcia for this fight, because you don't see this from American fighters. You don't see them go out and conquer the way like a Mexican fighter does. Um, to where they I don't even know why they keep inviting Mexican fighters abroad, dude. Like, and usually they do it to show off their fighters, and they're like, "Look, we're gonna beat up this Mexican. Mexicans are good, so if we beat up this guy, our guy shoots through the roof, right? It's like, bro, like how many times do you have to see those videos online of no name Mexicans beating up some guy from another country? Like countless times I've seen that shit. It's crazy. So that's the attitude we gotta take. And I mean, pretty soon we're gonna have to anyways, because things are changing, and hopefully that's gonna bring out the dog in us Americans. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.